Here, exercise number 2. Look at the family tree, ask and answer. So, can you remember? Who is Ben's son? Who is Mary's daughter? Who is Ben and Mary's son? Who are Alan's cousins? Who is Florence's uncle? Who is Robbie's grandfather? Who is Jill's niece? Who is Ben and Mary's daughter-in-law? Who is Nick's mother-in-law? Who are Mary's grandsons? Who is Alan's aunt? Who is Greg's nephew? Now let's look at the family tree and answer the questions. So, who is Ben's son? Who is Ben's son? Is it Pam? No. Is it Jill? No. Who is it? Good. Who is Mary's daughter? Who is Mary's daughter? Good. So, who are Alan's cousins? Alan. Who are Alan's cousins? Who are they? Good. Who is Florence's uncle? Here's Florence. Who is Florence's uncle? Yes? Yes, it's Greg. Who is Robbie's grandfather? Here we have Robbie. Who is Robbie's grandfather? Yes. Who is Jill's niece? Jill. Who is Jill's niece? Yes, it's Florence. Who is Ben and Mary's daughter-in-law? Ben and Mary's daughter-in-law. So Ben and Mary, their daughter. So daughter. Daughter is Pam, daughter is Jill. Son is Greg. Okay, so son-in-law, daughter-in-law. Son-in-law, daughter-in-law. So, who is Ben and Mary's daughter-in-law? Well, that's a son-in-law, so yes, daughter-in-law, Martina. Who is Nick's mother-in-law? Ooh, Nick's mother-in-law. So Pam's mother is Mary, but Pam is married to Nick, so Nick is Mary's son-in-law or Ben's son-in-law. So who is Nick's mother-in-law? Nick's mother-in-law is Mary, and Nick's father-in-law is Ben. Who are Mary's grandsons? There's Mary. Who are her grandsons? Who is Alan's aunt? Alan. Who is Alan's aunt? Well, he's got more than one. Who is Greg's nephew? Where's Greg? So Greg's nephew. Okay, let's look at the answers now. Are you ready? So, who is Ben's son? Ben's son is Greg. Who is Mary's daughter? Mary's daughter is Pam. Yes, Mary's daughter is Pam and Jill. Pam and Jill. Who is Ben and Mary's son? Ben and Mary's son is Greg. Yes, is Greg. Who are Alan's cousins? Alan's cousins are Robbie and Florence. See, Alan's cousins are Robbie and Florence. Who is Florence's uncle? Florence's uncle is Greg. Florence's uncle is Greg. Florence's aunt is Jill, but Florence's mum is Pam. Who is Robbie's grandfather? Robbie's grandfather is Ben. Robbie's grandfather is Ben. Who is Jill's niece? Jill's niece? Jill's niece is Florence. Jill's niece is Florence. Who is Ben and Mary's daughter-in-law? Ben and Mary's daughter-in-law is Martina. Ben and Mary's daughter-in-law is Martina. Notice the possessive. Two names. Ben and Mary's. Ben and Mary's. Possessive S on the last name. 9. Who is Nick's mother-in-law? Nick's mother-in-law is Mary. Who are Mary's grandsons? Mary's grandsons are Robbie and Alan. See, Robbie and Alan. Florence is a granddaughter. Florence is the granddaughter. Robbie and Alan are grandsons. Who is Alan's aunt? Alan's aunt is Jill. Who is Greg's nephew? Greg's nephew is Robbie. Greg's nephew is Robbie. And Alan's aunt is Jill. Alright, let's now look at the next exercise. Here, exercise number 3. Look again at the family tree. Who is male? Who is female? And which words are male and female? Put the words in the boxes in 3 groups. Ba nhóm. So we've got male, father and dad. Father, dad, male. Female, so male, người nam. Female, người nữ. Female, mother and mum. And then lastly, male and female. So we have parents, then grandparents, and children. But what about male? So we've got father and dad. Then, so he's the father, he is the son. He's the uncle. Uncle, then he is the nephew. And grandfather and grandson. Okay, so what about female? Female. Mother, mum. Mother, mum, then mum must also be grandmum or grandmother. And also wife. Husband and wife. Husband and wife. So grandmother, then no, it's grandson, granddaughter. Granddaughter. If we go from granddaughter, so we've got mother, but then aunt. Aunt, so she's aunt, she is niece. Okay, let's now check our answers. Son, brother, father, dad, grandfather, nephew, husband, and grandson. Female, daughter, sister, mother, mum, grandmother, niece, wife, and granddaughter. And grandparents, cousins, and children. Okay, next exercise. Exercise number 4. Tick the correct sentences. Change the words in bold in the incorrect sentences. So, number 1. Jill is Pam's cousin. No. Jill is Pam's sister. Alright, so Ben is Mary's husband. Ben is Mary's husband. Yes? Yes. 3. Jill is Alan's cousin. Jill is Alan's cousin. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. No, Jill is not. So, Alan is Martina's son. Alan is Martina's son, yes? Yes. Nick and Pam are Robbie's grandparents. So we've got Nick and Pam and Robbie. Nick and Pam are Robbie's grandparents? I don't know. 6. Mary is Robbie's and Florence's grandmother. Mary is Robbie and Florence's grandmother. Mary is Robbie and Florence's grandmother. Yes? Yes. Now let's check our answers. Okay. So, Jill is Pam's sister. Ben is Mary's husband. Jill is Alan's aunt. Alan is Martina's son. Nick and Pam are Robbie's parents. Mary is Robbie and Florence's grandmother. Just remember, aunt or aunt. You can say aunt and you can say aunt. Okay? So Jill is Alan's aunt. Jill is Alan's aunt. Okay? Let's move on to the next exercise.